I literally don't go out the house. I sit on the couch. I just watch TV. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes, because it's like, and I lost my mother last year. I lost my dad. I'm the only, well, not no more. I do have birth, and that's a whole long story. But I was raised as the only child. So now both of my parents are out of this world, right? I got God in me, I get it and all that. But yeah, I'm used to having these people in my life. And then when you don't have a sibling to share that grief with, it's been a lot. It's been a year. You know what I'm saying? And like, I haven't had like, I guess because people think I'm okay. Yeah, I'm doing the show, I'm smiling and all that. But yeah, I'm still breathing, everybody. I still, but
Yes,
your cup needs
Yeah.
to be
For sure.
replenished.
Yeah.
I think someone said that
Can
earlier.
I share a story when you're done? So this is a personal story. I had a car accident. I was involved in a car accident in 2015. Like, to me, the worst car accident. I shattered my ribs. I couldn't walk for a couple of days, and I was depressed. I'm a Christian, and I was depressed. And I wouldn't go out the house. I wouldn't do anything. And a family member came, and their comment to me was, "Well, aren't you supposed to be a life coach?" I said, "What do you want me to do? Run down the street with my arm?" Everything's fine, everything's fine. And it just really hurt me. So two things that people can say that's really offensive. Well, aren't you supposed to be a Christian? Aren't you supposed to be a life coach? I am still human, right? I am still human. So that just brought up that story. Like, what do you want me to do?
But I think with being a life coach or being a counselor or being a therapist, anything in those professions, people either they're envious or jealous or whatever of the situation of who you are anyway, and it's trying to find something to pull out of it, right? It's not even the fact that you're a you're a life coach. That person already had that in them about you anyway, but they just had something to grab onto and say, "Aren't you supposed to be a life coach?" Yeah, they're like, "I knew it. You ain't perfect. You going around here acting like everything's perfect." No, that's not what we're saying. The difference between a person who does their job and do their work and a person who does not, life will life. We still gonna get hurt, we still gonna have pain, we still gonna have disappointments, but we know how to get out of it quicker and we recognize it sooner. That's doing your work. Doing your work got nothing to do with you not being perfect. We are not perfect. Ain't nobody on this panel ever said they perfect. But one thing we could tell you is when we see it coming, we can feel it. Because when you do your work, you're more attached to your emotions. You understand what's happening. You feel the jealousy come up or the envious come up, or you feel the disappointment. You go, "Oh, I'm starting to feel it. I'm not supposed to feel this way. Let me go back and rationalize." You said something earlier. Let me go back and think. Was it me? Or is it them? Or is it what did I do for this feeling to come up? That's doing your work. So for people out there, please don't think that because we are life coaches or therapists or anything that's in a profession that we're gonna always have the answer. We're always gonna be perfect. We always, because they're watching. You know, like the divorce master got divorced.
But this is what I always say. They don't say anything when doctors need other doctors. They don't say anything when a dentist goes to another dentist. They don't say that. But when you're a life coach, they think that your life is supposed to be perfect, which is ludicrous. But they think that. So when a life coach has a life-altering issue or something happens, they're looking at, you know how many times, "Oh, you're supposed to be a life coach." I had an ex that would say that all the time. "Oh, you're supposed to be a life coach." That was the dig because I'm supposed to be perfect, and that what it is. And I that's why I share so much. I'm very vulnerable. I'm like, no, I'm flawed. I'm not perfect. Who wants that type of responsibility? And it's boring to be perfect. I'm not walking on water when I leave here. You know what I mean? But people don't understand. A mechanic sometimes goes to another mechanic if he doesn't know what it is. And other professions are allowed to be able to go to other professions or to be fallible. But because we're a life coach and these are life-altering situations, we're supposed to be perfect, which is ridiculous. So, but I think people have to learn how to be, and when you were talking about how people think this and not there, you have to learn to ask for help. You have to learn to be vulnerable. You have to learn to say, "I don't have the answer today." You have to learn to say, "I'm not okay." So part of that, the onus is on you and whoever else who doesn't get it. You have to start. I used to be, back in the day, believe it or not, super private. I didn't share certain things. People thought what they, wanted. But I don't want that type of responsibility. I want you to know that I'm your sister and I'm human and I'm going to share that. But Les Brown says we ask for help not because we're weak, it's because we want to remain strong.
You don't want to get
So the the bandwidth today to do that. You have to start being human. If you're walking around like Superwoman, and then someone throws you a cape, and you're walking around saying, I'm strong, I'm a Superwoman, and somebody throws you a cape, don't get mad.
Yeah, because that's what you, that's
That's
you train them, you train them, you train them that way.
So you
Yeah.
have to portray yourself in reality in real time. I'm not good today.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's
You know?
where doing your work, I had to learn that.
Yes.
Because I had to learn that I could shut down. I can have time to myself.
Yes.
I don't have to be there for everyone. I don't have to, answer everybody's questions. I don't have to
Right.
be the only one that does this and does that. I had to kind of
Yes.
like pull back and go, look, if I pull back and everything that's drops, then that tells me something. Because if I'm not there to do it and I'm seeing it's not being done, I guess we're gonna have to figure it out then. Because I
Yeah.
can't do it all no more. I
Yeah.
can't. I had to tell myself that, like doing my work and going through the loss and all that, and it's like it's taught me. That's the thing, and that's another thing about doing your work. You always find the positive in everything that goes
Yes.
through, even
Yes.
though to you it's negative and it's not. Cause Marlon Wayne just said this, and he's amazing. I love him. He said everything that happens to you is happening to you.
Mhm.
It's happening for you, not to
Not
you.
to
For
you.
you.
Mhm.
Yes.
And there's always something in that you're supposed to learn from. But
Yes.
you're too busy being on the ego trip.
Yeah.
You're not listening to what's
Yeah.
happening. You're supposed to learn and stop trying to complain about what's
Yeah.
happening
That's
to you.
right.
Yeah.
And so now I'm getting that. So I'm like, everything that's happened to me is a reason for it, and it's
Yes.
growing me, it's making me a better person, and I accept it all.
Yes.
Because I know God's given to me what I could bear.
Yes.
So I understand that now. But I know at one point I wasn't, and I didn't get it, and I didn't understand it,
Yeah.
and I was like, why is it like this? And God's like, because I gave this to you because you are that person. You are that person. I gave you, that's a skill,
Yeah.
that's a trait, that's
Yeah.
a blessing.
Yeah.
That's your thing. Everybody doesn't have that. You're expecting that from people that can't give it to you.
Yes.
That's it. And you're not supposed to
Right.
get it from the
And
people that
you
you
There
go,
you-
yeah, you
that's
help.
that you help are
That's
not
it.
the people, be the people
Tip for
that
tat.
Yes.
Tip for
Yeah.
tat.
Because sometimes you're asking people for something that they don't have the
Capacity.
capacity
because
to
they
give.
see you up here,
And they
so
see
they don't
that.
know that they don't have
Right.
anything to give
Right.
you because you're helping them.
Exactly.
So you cannot expect to get help from the people that
Exactly.
help you.
And you
And
want
that's-
the same exact help.
Right.
You
Yeah.
looking for like, I gave you 1,255, I want 1,255 back.
Right. And we're talking about relationships. Women have to stop acting perfect and like super women.
Right.
Because a man still has to have a place.
Gotta know what
I
they're
don't
saying.
want to wear the pants all the time.
Right. We
I
had that
don't want to open
conversation
my
Yeah,
door.
we did,
yeah.
I don't want.
We
I'm
said
a
that
lady,
last night.
right?
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to pretend all the women be like, I don't need no man. Yes,
I
you
do
do.
taking out my
Yes,
trash.
you do.
I don't need
No,
to take
I
out
don't
my
need no. I can open my own door. Yeah,
Right,
I got hands, see?
Uh-uh.
But I don't want.
I
You know
don't
what I
want to,
mean?
right.
I
It's
don't
like
want
we
to.
have to stop being. I'm gonna say it, the man.
Yeah.
If you're a heterosexual woman, right, and you want a man, then stop acting like the man. You know, and I know some people be like, well, we're liberated. Yes, we are.
Yes.
But at the same time,
I
I
still
like
want
to be
treated
soft
like a
and
man.
pink is what I call it.
Yeah.
I like to be soft and pink. I'm a woman, I'm gonna feel like a woman. I don't wanna feel like I'm about to do, have a basketball competition with my man and we both dudes on there and he hitting me on my chest. No, we're not. You know what I'm saying? I'm a woman and we have to stop being the thing that we want, right? Meaning that we want a man, but we wanna have all the traits as a man and we're heterosexual, right? We want a man to treat us kind and to treat us and hug us and kiss us and all of the things, right? But yet if he's like this, feeling like he's dating a
Yes.
man,
Yes.
then he's not going to be that with you.
Mhm.
He's gonna be hard and tough. So then when you have your feelings of sensitivity, he gonna be like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop. And like,
Right.
and sometimes with women wanting to do it all, I know we can do it all. We're super women. We can do it all. There's a lot of things we can do, like the little kid. We can do the things that the man can do, right? All of those things. But sometimes, like the TikTok trend said, get somebody else to do it.
That's right.
Like,
That's
get
right.
somebody else to do it. Outsource some of those
Outsource.
things.
Yeah.
Get somebody else to do it because what's happening is stress is killing us,
But
right?
that's the
We're
thing.
trying to do everything all the time.
But that's the thing that is happening in relationships because they doing the man thing, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of women don't want to let go of control.
Yes.
They have issues of control issues and they
Yes.
don't want to let it go, but yet they argue with the man because the man's acting like that, bumping
Right.
at them,
Yeah.
and they going like, "I'm a woman, what you
Right.
doing?"
And you
And you like, "What
pound me, give me a hug, why you pounding me?
you're gonna be by yourself. You can't have the man and be the man and be the
Right.
woman
Now,
and
I
be the
know
man.
somebody's gonna be like, well, we don't have gender roles, everybody's gonna say that, and that's what people are saying now, and I get it, but y'all know what I'm saying.
But I mean, for the ones that this is for, it's for.
Yes.
So I'm talking to the people that this is for.
Mhm.
So if you want a man, you can't have a man. And let me tell you, I get it. We have been trained because we are single mothers. You know, we didn't have the man in the house sometimes. We wasn't raised with fathers. So it was honestly given to us. I get it. But we have to do the work and realize that we want that man that, you know, but you have to do your work, because you don't, you're gonna have daddy issues. You're gonna bring that in there. You're gonna have bring in the situation that the father left us with it, me and these kids, and you know, I don't know if you're gonna leave me too. If you got all that in you, then you gotta do your work before you do that, you know, and let the man be a man, because he's trying to find a place, and I've been faulted for that, and I have to be one. I'm sorry. I was that person because they didn't know where to fall.
It's happened to
They
me.
didn't know. They were like, I don't know, you don't need me.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with you.
Yeah.
Like, you're a great person, but where is my space in here?
I
Because
remember
you do everything.
Yeah, one time I was in a relationship, right, and it was something as simple as he wanted to go get my car washed. And I was like, well, I could go get my car washed. I go right over there, I get my car washed. He was like, I'm trying to get your car washed. This was in my 30s, right? I'm trying to get your car washed. And he was like, okay, then, and I had to look back. Like, you know what? I caught myself in that moment, because we are used to doing so much. And yes, we can do it. But allow that man, because a man has to feel his place.
Yes.
Right? And if you're squeezing him out of his place, he doesn't know what God taught him to do is to be that man,
Right.
And if he's trying to fill that space and be that man, but you're that man, then you're gonna be like this.
You're bumping, yeah,
Right.
you're bumping.
You know
Doing
what I
that little
mean?
bump.
Right,
Little
doing
bump.
a little bump. Because he has a man, people think that men are so different from us, but we're more alike than different. And they need the same things that we need. But somewhere down the line, society has us thinking that they don't need the same things, right? And if we understand that they have their position, we have our position, I think marriages and relationships would be a little healthier.
Yeah, more
But
safe.
once again, everybody is in competition, and nobody is playing their part. Everybody wants to play somebody else's part. Everybody, if you act like you're on a team, when you win, I win. How can we win? And if I'm winning and I'm over here like, you the loser, you both lost,
I know,
and I ain't trying to be the no loser.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're winning together. Let's see how we can work together. And
Well,
so many people don't work together.
we have a question in the audience.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Yes,
Uh-oh.
all right, so.
Hi ladies, my name is Corey from South Beach, Miami, and in a situation where you've been hurt before, how do you know you really healed to start a new relationship? And this question is for all ladies on the panel. And then, by the way, this is a great show.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Corey.
And you said about being healed, do you know?
Like, how do you know you've been healed in that area, after you've had some time out of that relationship? So I would just, like we talked about, we do the healing, so I gave an example to the ladies last night. I knew I was healed when I could be in a relationship and not tolerate the same thing, right? The things that if he did this or said that, I would just let it go because I didn't want to be rejected. I knew I was healed when those things happened, and I'm like, hey, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't receive that. You're not supposed to do that, or I don't accept you doing that. That's when I knew I was healed, and I knew I was a different person in my relationships, because I no longer tolerated the things that I tolerated in the former relationships.
That's good answer.
Yeah.
All right, we do have another question.
He said everything.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, I'm saying that, go ahead.
Sure. I knew I was healed basically when I could talk about the situations and the challenges that I went through without being sort of emotionally upset.
Yes.
And I can talk about it from like an onlooking perspective more.
Healed.
Right. Versus, getting all my feelings and getting angry and getting triggered within me. So,
That's a big
And
one.
mine is when it triggers, like when those smells used to bring you back, or you rode past a place and you was like, when you can say, you know what, or smile and be like, that was the old life, not like where it gets you all bubbly and
Yeah.
upset, you all angry again, and that happened 20 years ago. You know what I mean? But when you can be like, I remember when that happened, They got them.
I know, right? Look at me now, right? Look at me now.
Right, you know.
Dodge a
Yeah,
bullet.
Yeah,
Dodge a bullet.
exactly.
All right, we have another question, caller.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and, I have a question. I am in a relationship with, my boyfriend, and we're kind of like two broken people. Like, how do we work through, like, his past and my past so that we can, like, be healthy together?
One thing is good is y'all both know y'all broken. That's a good start. That's a real good start. At least you know.
Y'all both humpty dumpty.
At least y'all both know that something happening. So
Yeah.
that's gonna at least give you the place to receive.
Yeah.
So that's a great start.
That's
So
good.
now y'all able to receive together. So now y'all need to kind of know like what platform we're gonna use. Are we gonna go to the therapist? Are we gonna go to a counselor? Are we gonna do life coaching? Are we gonna do, there's some programs you can do like books together. You can do, you know, or you wanna go to church, to a counselor there. Like find out what y'all comfortable with doing. And then y'all can do it together and y'all both feel good about it. Cause you don't want one person to say, I wanna do this and go over here. The other person's like, I don't wanna do it, but I'll do it cause you wanna do it. They're not gonna be in it. So y'all gotta agree upon what you wanna do to heal. But at least you know you need to heal. That is
Yeah.
half of the battle to me.
Right.
So what do y'all think?
Absolutely.
I would say, would you agree that sometimes breaking up is a part of that healing, right? I might need to heal on my own, and you might need to heal on your own, because together, we're not, like, whatever it is I'm dealing with, I might need to deal with on my own.
So how do you know if that's kind of like what you need to do? We've been together for like about a year and a half now.
So it sounds like you guys are having the conversation already. I think that's the most important thing. Like she said, you both know that you are broken, and you guys are having the conversation. The next step would be to find out how are we gonna move forward in this healing.
Especially a year and a half, so
Yeah.
that's the
You might
beginning
be in that-
stages, so.
yeah.
But that's really no time, now we can kind of see it, like when we were like 18, that was like a lifetime, right?
Right.
But when you are our age or even older, it's not a lot of time, so maybe you can step back and go, okay, let's just take this relationship back to the beginning, let's
Right.
just court and date each other,
Yeah.
and, or get help and do it in that matter, so you don't feel that pressure on having that relationship and having to, but like you said, so it's like, you may not have to officially quote unquote break up,
Yeah.
but you can say, let's go back to the courting,
Yeah.
let's go back to get to know each other, I think we didn't learn each other,
Yeah.
I think that's the problem
Right.
here.
Yeah, and I would also ask, what does broken look like?
Right.
And are we
Oh.
broken in the same places and triggering one another?
Mhm.
That's what I would
So that's
ask.
what-
Yeah, you
That's
know,
what
are you
maybe
broken?
you need to
Because
do
what
something.
does it look like? Because broken to you may look like
Right.
something different from me,
Right.
and it might not be brokenness.
Right.
It might just be a place of healing and not quite broken. It might be
Right.
bent a little bit,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's not broken. So I would ask that to make sure. Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that was a good
Like you
one.
guys are not triggering each other.
yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe after you do the counseling, you could see that maybe this person or is not for you.
Yeah,
You know, sometimes you do your own healing inside of that
Oh, yeah.
yes.
couple healing.
Right.
And that's another thing I always tell my clients when they come in, I said, before I'll put that down, we ain't gonna read nothing yet, let me talk to you. When you're about to change, that means you're gonna change.
Mhm,
There's no guarantee where the change is gonna fall.
mhm.
It could be your parents, it could be your husband, it could be your best friend, it could be your cousin and them. When things happen, when you change, there's no right or reason on
Yeah.
how the change is gonna happen. So you may lose your mama.
Yeah.
You may lose your husband. You may lose your best friend because when you do the change, when them eyes open and you take those glasses off,
Yes.
you see the world differently. You don't see the world the same way no more. And the same people that you are dealing with and you are entertaining and you are tolerating, you're not gonna be able to do it no
Yeah.
more. And you're gonna be, and they're gonna go, what in the world? What's going on here? I'm like, I know, I can't though. I can't do this no more. Cause now you feel like you're suffocating. Cause when you do your work, there's something about that work that piece gets shaken. You go, oh no.
Yeah.
I can't go back to where I can't go.
Yeah.
So I felt that it was like an earthquake. You're like, oh, whoa, what was that?
Anybody else feel that?
I'm like, everybody's like, switch function. So you feel that peace about to be shooken, and when you feel that peace about to be, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. You're able to release easier.
Yeah.
So right now you're sitting in front of me as day one, week one, and of course right now you're holding on to everything. But as we go through this thing, you're gonna start looking at people differently. You're gonna start saying, "Oh, this ain't healthy. This is kind of toxic. I gotta let this go." and you're gonna lose people. So you gotta be ready for that, cause I don't want you to come here and blame me, cause you, your husband, it's not me. It's you waking up and you realizing that's like the person you're supposed to be with anyway, because you were weak, you was low self-esteem, your validation issue, whatever it is, cause I'm telling you, I could ask y'all, when y'all do that work.
But everybody is not going to be on board with your healing.
Correct.
Right? So when you go, they like you the way you are because it was working for them, right? But even if you go back, if you're trying to heal, you had childhood trauma, right? And you're going back to the people, okay, well, what happened, or I need an apology, or whatever it is, they're gonna be like, that's old stuff. Why are you dealing with that? Why are you dredging up old stuff? That's family business.
Cause they haven't healed.
They haven't healed. So just know, when you go on your healing journey, everybody is not gonna be on board with healing. But the thing is, when you're on that healing train, you don't want everybody on that train, right? You want to be able to heal peacefully. And when God gets a hold of you and he's doing that change, you don't need people saying, remember what you used to do or how you used to do, because that's trying to take you back, because they don't know how to handle you when you're a changed person. Because it was comfortable for them to be, you to be who you were to them, because it was comfortable. So now they're uncomfortable, which has nothing to do with you.
At all.
Everybody ain't on that train, and when it's just like a train. I'm telling you, people are gonna get off at several stops. Everybody is not going to go to the same destination you're going to. This person's gonna get off at this stop, that person's gonna get off at that stop, that person, and whoever remains on that train, that's the key indicator. Meaning when they see, just think about each train stop, a healing clip. You heal from this, now you go to the next stop, you heal from that. So whoever is on board, literally, figuratively, throughout the process on that train, they can make it to the end. And this is the new version of you. See, people have to grow with you.
That's right.
Because they're gonna get left at the station,
And
right?
that, see,
So if
that's
they're
the
not,
whole thing.
well, but the thing is, if the people who can't grow with you are the people who are stuck in their own healing, you know? And we have to understand, and I keep using these references, even when I coach and I speak, I use these because they're so crucial and a lot of people don't understand. The movie Love Jones, right? Where he says, we've been together all these years. And she said, all we had was all these years, and it's just not enough for me anymore. People get caught up. I've been with this person for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. They get caught up of the quantity and not the quality of the relationship. Because it's almost like a badge of honor. Because you're stuck and stayed with some foolishness and nonsense for 15 years, and now you want to brag about it. But how many of those years were you sleeping like this, right? Were you walking in the kitchen not talking to the person? Where you weren't having healthy conversations and arguments? People focus on the years and not the quality. Everybody wants to talk about it. I see people on Facebook right now. We've been married 35 years, but in my head I'm like, I've talked to you. You have been separated for 15, right? And I call you and say, oh, you're back on track. No, I still can't stand him. He's still in the guest room. I know people, several people like that. And we have to stop faking the funk, because when people get into situations and marriages and relationships, this is why people think they're the only ones. Because everybody is fake, and we're living in a society where everything is fake.
Right.
You have to find the real, right? And
Right.
when people start sharing their stories, they give other people permission. And in the Black community, we're taught to sweep things under the rug, don't tell everybody your business, take it to your grave. But that's hurting us. We have to leave a legacy of healing and healthy relationships. And that's when we share our stories, we give permission to other people. You know what, it's not. When Michelle Obama said she didn't like President Obama for 10 years, people were going crazy. But I love the fact that she let you in to see, even as this first couple, we have issues. So that gives other people permission, like, you know what, let's go to counseling, or let's try to work this out. Let's work through this. But so many people think that they're isolated and alone, and the only thing that they know is divorce. Well, mom got divorced, aunt got divorced, uncle got divorced, so this is what you do. Right? Now, I'm not saying stay for some nonsense and foolishness and abuse and all of that. Not at all. But when you're ready to just go, instead of sticking and staying, you have to ask yourself why. ask yourself, is it because I don't wanna deal with it? Because it's bringing up too much for me? Or because it's whatever? And you really have to ask yourself those questions, but I promote healthy relationships because it has to be healthy in communication, sex, intimacy, spirituality, finances, all of that. People think healthy relationship is just communication, it's so much more.
Right.
You know, it's actually, it's a list of things that you gotta put together and make it work. Like you made a good point about, you know, just being a Christian, you still gotta do other things that will make that marriage or relationship work. But we gonna get ready to close out, but what we got to remember is, we gotta put us first. I hope you got that out of this whole thing today. That you gotta work on you gotta put yourself first, you gotta do all this first, build your foundation up, and then at that point, you can add other people in. What we are doing is we're putting the cart in front of the horse. So the horses, you can't do that. You gotta take care of you first. Everybody wanted to try to get a couples, I want relationship goals, and you wanna have a boyfriend, I wanna have a girlfriend, I get it, cause society trained us. We was little kids, they was like, oh, you need to have a boyfriend. He's like, your girlfriend, oh, that's so cute. You go to the prom, then you go, and then you go to the prom, you go to college, and then you get a college sweetheart, then you get married, you get the 2.5 kids and a dog and a fence, and then you live this life, and you still haven't even know who you are.
Right.
You have not even been asked who you are.
Who are you?
I guarantee you, I bet you about maybe 1% of the people that's watching this, have anyone ever asked you, who are you?
And somebody said, ask my husband.
Is that anybody said, who are you? You need to find out who you are, because we are not trained to know who we are. We're trained to just come out the womb and run. And they got this system for us. This is what you're supposed to do at this age. This is what you're supposed to do at this age. This is what you got. So now when you're 50-something years old, you're single, that's why you feel bad, because society told you, you're supposed to have a husband. You're supposed to have kids. Everyone don't want kids. Everyone is not supposed to have kids. God said, I need you to be kids for these people in this shelter. I need you to be a teacher. I don't want you to have kids, you're going to have 8,000 of them in this classroom. God designs our lives sometimes that's not the way society designs our lives. So you got to let go of that, because when you let go of that, God will use you and do what he got to do with you. But you're fighting against the attraction here because you want to do it the way society told you what to do. And that's the problem. And when we release that, oh my gosh, I'm telling you, I'm working on it, but I'm still getting the benefits, because I understand now. When things don't happen the way I think they're supposed to happen, I go, no, it's happening the way it's supposed to happen. When I have events and when I do things, I used to be on the number game. Oh, I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta have this. I don't do that no more, because I know wherever it happens, God's gonna put my name in rooms that are gonna be without me in them. God's gonna take what we doing, and he's gonna do what he gotta do with it. And I say, I don't worry about that no more. I used to worry about that, but then I knew that was the devil. Because the devil told you, society says, you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that, you're supposed to have this. Exactly. And you're supposed to have so many followers and likes. Don't get me wrong. I love the likes, I love the follows. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate them. I always, hey, thank you for watching. But if one person says, you saved my life today, because I was going to really take my life today. But when I heard you, when I heard that one person said, you made a difference in my life today, God said your job is done.
Because we celebrate the people who are not here. Like when you have an event or a party, you're like, oh, this person didn't come, this person said, instead of embracing and celebrating the people who did show up, right? Most of the time, we have to switch our focus. We always think about what didn't happen. We need to learn to start celebrating what did happen. Okay, how are we affecting the people who are here? We have to walk in a state of gratitude constantly. And if we focus on the blessings and the gratitude, we less likely focus on what didn't happen. Stop having a party where everybody's like, oh, this person didn't come, but this person's supposed to come. Oh, it's supposed to be 10 people, supposed to be 15, supposed to be 20 people, right? We're focusing all the people that come, and then we're ignoring the people who are here.
Right, and we're ignoring them.
The energy is put on the people who
They're
aren't
not
here.
there. And and then, okay, I'm gonna close it up. We gotta go. So, one thing that people will do too is go, before they come, now this is an analogy for life. Before they come to your life, who's there? Who's there?
Who all there?
Who's there? And then I want you to list everyone that's in the house before they come. Let me tell you something. Like I always say, be careful of the people you allow in your mansion, because they don't deserve to be in your hallway. All right? So when people do that, that's a nice analogy for life. When people ask you who's at your life and showing up for you, are you here?
Right.
If you're here, that's all you need to worry about. That's all you need to worry about. So, we are done. I hope you enjoyed it. Before we do that, I'm gonna go around the horn. I want you to let everybody know who you are and how can they find you and how can they follow you. You can start.
So again, my name is Clarissa Law, and I am a transformational life coach. I can be found on all social media platforms, Clarissa Y Law and Purpose by Design Coaching and Consulting. I'm also a published author, an Amazon bestseller, Words of Wisdom for the Heart and Soul. My first book is a journal, Purpose by Design, Journal of Prayers and Affirmations. And the purpose of that book is to help people understand that their words have power. They have the power to speak the world that they want, and if they start changing the words that they say, they will start seeing their life change around them. I believe that if you look around your life and you don't like it, you spoke it. If you look around your life and you're happy, you spoke it. My most recent book is Queen's Chronicles, Letters to a Sister Queen, and that book tells about my story of healing from motherhood. And so I'm sure that either of those books will bless you. You can reach me at Purpose by Design, the number 7@gmail.com. And again, on social media platforms, Clarissa Y Law and Purpose by Design Coaching and Consulting.
Thank you.
Well, I'm Andrea
Master.
M. Stuckey, Master Life Divorce, your favorite life divorce coach. I'm on all social media platforms at divorce_coach7, but you can find my books, resources, merch, everything at AndreaMStuckey.com, AndreaMStuckey, STUCKEY.com.
All right, it's Kendall Denise, your favorite life coach, the remix coach. You can reach me on all social media platforms at Kendall Denise. On TikTok, it is the remix coach. I have several books available on Amazon. We talked about healing today, so one of my books is Unhealed is showing. Healing Purposely and Aging Fearlessly. I share, that's my most personal, vulnerable book, and I talk about parts of my healing because I really want a community of healing. We talk about in legacy, leaving people houses and cars and all of that, but let's talk about leaving the legacy of healing, right? And breaking generational, what people call curses, but it's just unhealed behavior.
Right.
So, and also I have several books available on Amazon.com, but for more information about me, if you're looking for a life coach and you want a free consultation conversation, you can go to KendellAnise.com. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a show on there called Remixing Relationships. It's promoting healthy relationships and doing things differently.
All right. And I am Regina Smith with your host, Let's Talk 1943. You can find me at rsenterprises.life. Everything's on there. I'm on all social media platforms. You can find me under Let's Talk 1943 or Ring Out Your Sponge as well. And before I close out, I want to say personally, thank you so much for y'all coming. Thank you for seeing this vision. Thank you for believing in me. And thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedules and days. And I'm going to say, this is what I'm talking about. Stop worrying about the people that's not at the party and celebrate the ones that did come to your party, because they drove far to come here just to go right back home, just to do this, because I have love for y'all and I'm glad y'all have love for me. And celebrate those people in your life. You don't need a bunch of people. I had to learn it the hard way. But the ones that show up for you, that's the ones you celebrate, and you don't take people that tolerate you. You take people that celebrate you, right? So that is my word before I leave out today, and thank you so much for being here. Let's Talk 1943. You will see this show on Your Home TV Network. Your Home TV Network. That is my channel. Let's Talk 1943 is on that network. I'm proud to be a member of a channel partner on this amazing network. And you can find me on YouTube under Let's Talk 1943. All right, until next time, God bless. Love you.
Yeah.
She's like, look. Thank y'all so much. Y'all two were wonderful.
We have a whole lot more questions.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Well, don't worry, because is, what we could do, I was thinking about it as we
We
were,
need to do a live with questions.
yeah, I was gonna do that. I was gonna,
Because you advertised this
Clarissa.
as your live.
I know.
And so it was great that everyone, talked and things like that, and it was the questions that you had. But some of the additional questions that other people